Turns out even the Attack on Titan anime got a beach episode. So what's up guys, Foxen here. Attack on Titan Season 3 unfortunately is over, but it is coming back fall anime season 2020. That's gonna be the final Attack on Titan season. Go ahead and leave a colossal thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell so YouTube actually sends you my videos. Unfortunately, the previous cutout stuff did not make it back this episode at all. Definitely check out my past manga comparison video after to see the about 25% the anime cut out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Kicking this off, you got a little bit of a recap regarding the Attack Titan that now Eren has. Really hammering the detail regarding Eren needing to touch a Royal Blood Titan. I was really hoping the anime would kill off any confusion about this, but now people are actually going back and reading the manga, so this is coming back up again. You might be wondering, what the hell do I mean? Let me explain. Back when Attack on Titan Chapter 89 got released, the Japanese text said that Eren needed to consume or eat Historia. Then Eren would be able to access the full Founding Titan power. Isayama tried to quickly correct this, he even made a blog post about it. Unfortunately, the damage had been done. The Japanese version of this Attack on Titan chapter later got fixed in the official volume release. However, that was only in the Japanese version. To this day, the English physical and digital version of the chapter still has a wrong, incorrect translation saying that Eren needs to consume Historia. Thankfully, this mistake is not in the anime. But if you are now starting to read the manga and now reading that and confused about this part, this is the reason. Eren needs to touch Historia, not freaking eat her. That would piss off Mikasa anyway. Anyway, getting into the new stuff for this final Season 3 episode, you got a replay of the Kruger Raven scene. Notice now how it faces the sun behind him. This then reverts back to Armin's book from Attack on Titan Season 1. Small Mikasa is there too. Recently, there's been that question resurfacing about how Armin even had that outside book. Why did Kenny's group not turn Armin into barbecue slices? You actually saw Armin show his prize book to young Eren in Attack on Titan Episode 5. So in case you need a little bit of a refresher, at that time, Armin was explicit about how his grandpa had been keeping it secret, hidden away. If the warriors never attacked, perhaps the internal military police would have eventually spotted Armin and Eren with this book. And then you could guess what would have happened. There is also a possibility they could have escaped freely for years and years. I mean, if you think about it, Kenny's squad was busy elsewhere. What good reason would they have had to travel all the way to this humble district, where not much is going on anyway? However, for this last episode, it looks like you got a little bit of a retcon here, or addition if you really want to argue that. Young Mikasa has not been added to the shot of these two interested in the outside. So who knows, perhaps Mikasa jumped in on the fun later. Anyway, back to the courtroom scene. Funny how the military police guys here were the first ones to voice their opinion about not revealing the knowledge. At least not yet. Next up, tea time with Levi and friends. First off, you have a weird change here. In the anime, you have the older press gentleman asking if the info they just published was truly their reality. Originally, it was the younger press guy who asked Hange this. So why did the anime change this? Perhaps it was due to this older fellow being shown as being the more skeptical one back in the Uprising arc. As for an anime only scene, hey, Captain Levi got a tea refill. Gotta show off that Levi trademark drinking style, which a lot of you guys said you guys do. Next up, a very nice detail added for the anime. Naturally, you do have everyone in the walls taking this info drop in their own way. At one point, you see a bunch of people at this bar area. The anime actually fleshed this out more than I first thought. Turns out, this is actually the same exact bar that Levi Spider-Man into from the Uprising arc. So how awesome is that? I double checked this just to make sure. You can spot the wall ornament on the right wall. They got the same tables, the 3 booths, shelves, and so on. Only the owner's missing. The guy should have gotten a ton of business after finding out that the world was their enemy. For a nice little anime addition, in the anime, Levi suggested to the press guys, how about writing something praising the Survey Corps? The added detail that I loved in the anime was Hange giving Levi that look. Next up, the major changes this episode. Oh my god, they changed the position of the teapot, now facing Master Levi. Is that an improvement? Switching it over to the ceremony room, I noticed a little detail added as a background decoration. It looks like 3 people plus 2 birds. So could it be? They could be the 3 so-called goddesses, Maria, Rose, and Sina. And perhaps the 3 birds are a stand-in for Ymir and the devil. I'll be honest, I love little stuff like this added. And actually, if you look back at Attack on Titan Season 1, you can spot little various things like this added that wasn't in the manga. A good example is that courtroom scene where Levi went Attack Titan on Eren's face. Next up, the lovely Hitch coming in. The anime actually cut out the part where she said she was also here, since she did play a part in the whole Uprising stuff. This cut makes sense for the anime, since in the anime version, they cut out the extra Hitch and Marlow scenes of them helping out. Next up, getting into the flock roasting session. Thankfully, I can confirm, the anime got his whole 5 pages down word for word. Pretty impressive. Getting into the only censorship this episode, of course it was poor young Faye's body. I'll just go ahead and echo my previous thoughts, which I really don't mind this being changed one bit. Now you have the body dumped into the water. Clearly now the anime shows off her LDN armband. Slight update on those chihuahuas too. During this, the anime actually added the shot of the blimp, the wall, Faye being taken away, before showing this horrible aftermath. This whole scene is really an important turning point for Eren. Eren was just talking about the endless possibilities that existed outside the wall to Armin. Naturally, that isn't the reality. Their options are so limited since the world wants their devil race dead. For his story here, she got that updated fancier crown, first seen in the Uprising arc anime. Notice that new emblem on her wardrobe too. These 9 guys are now shifted over so all the key players are in frame. That means Mikasa and Connie are not left out for the anime. Next up, Eren seeing Papa Grisha's flashback. The anime added that new frame shot of Grisha looking super intense. This now perfectly parallels Eren mimicking his father's expression in present day. In other words, it was far clearer what happened compared to the manga. Next up, the mid-info card. A lot of you guys were asking whether this was a Season 4 anime foreshadowing. Could it be a specific message from Attack on Titan Season 4? At first glance, it looked like what would have been included in the public announcement. All the while, Eldian people just got told about the stuff going on outside. Then this current message could have been this closing current statement of events type of thing. Except that all changes with the last 2 sentences. I could almost guarantee that this is a part of the certain important document shown in the manga. Which really just means, once again with Studio and their little Season 4 teasers. Anyway, returning to Wall Maria, springtime. You got an actual butterfly for the grassy scene now. For the district, the anime gives you the new shot overlooking their wrecked hometown. You could clearly see where the Colossal Titan nuked the area, then the Colossal Titan snail trail over to the Eren's Titan that was on the wall top. And definitely don't forget just outside, all the leveled houses. You could thank the Beast Titan for that one. As for Armin, the anime added the new shot of best girl Armin enjoying the sight before him. So beautiful. Oh right, I was talking about how the sky is pretty. This scene actually reminds me of Levi's first time in his No Regret series. Next up, Mr. Turtle Titan. The anime actually spent a good chunk more time with this thick fellow. Instead of someone telling you in the manga, hey, this guy spent a long ass time here. For the anime, you actually have a visual shot of that tree growing behind the Titan's trail. Definitely love the swap of show instead of tell. The scene of Eren touching the poor Titan was also brand new for the anime. Originally, Eren didn't even get off the horse, which I really love this addition of Eren for the anime. It really highlights Eren not being that raging kid that wanted all Titans dead. You even have that new Foxen asking if it's fine to leave the Titan there. Don't kill it. Which honestly, I'm really hoping they store that thing somewhere. Anyway, getting into the ocean scene. Seeing this in the anime was a far few levels better compared to the manga version. It really is no competition. You still have Levi up here with the different colored horse. That whole close-up shot of everyone looking at the ocean is completely new for the anime. But let's not forget about Eren. He definitely doesn't look impressed at all. Eren's like, yeah, the ocean. I'll enjoy it maybe one of these days within these last 8 years. The anime then further emphasized Armin with his own connection and meaning for what he's witnessing with this grandsire in front of him. Great thing that Levi allowed him to see this pole. Then for Levi, I think like most of you guys were confused about this. I've seen so many people that thought that Levi was referring to the water as being poisonous. But Levi actually said that after Hange spotted something. A little bit later, you actually see Hange with her lunch. In other words, what Levi was referring to. As for Mikasa here, I don't know if they intended her smile to look so awkward, but mission accomplished if that was the case. Glad to see Mikasa smiling at Armin too. Oh my god, has a new ship started sailing? Anyway, getting into Eren's depression realization. First off, the new stuff. This whole semi-declaration, semi-question at the end. The anime now added this focus on Eren's crushed face. As a follow-up to this, you do see Armin's face minus his eyes. It's pretty clear that Armin just realized what's going on with Eren as he lowers that seashell. You should also notice some of the Eren shots were originally in Attack on Titan Season 3's first episode, which was anime original. At that point, Eren mentioned the sea and wondering what was past the ocean. Naturally, this whole dialogue was not in the manga. With this latest episode, it now comes together. It feels like whatever was in that first episode were Eren's thoughts, just before he talked about freedom and then voiced his opinion out loud, about how they could possibly achieve their true freedom. At the time of the first Attack on Titan Season 3 episode, a lot of people thought that this actually spoiled Eren getting to the ocean, which it kind of did. However, if you actually look back at the Attack on Titan Season 3 announcement, technically they spoiled the trio getting to the ocean in that announcement video. An additional major spoiler would have been Armin being the one who survived. Whoops. Next up, the Season 3 teaser stuff, manga spoiler time. I was gonna try to be vague about this, but then it turned into Mission Impossible. Once again, manga spoiler warning. First shot up involving Eren. This is actually a flashback from chapter 1-6. It's funny since I've seen some people who actually know about guns claiming that I was wrong about this being Eren, since the people of Paradise Island don't got this gun technology. Anyway, something really important you should notice. This shot right here could be at the end of the first 12 episodes, either episode 10 or episode 11, which really just means the Wit Studio is really ahead. At the very least, most of the storyboarding should be done for the Marley arc. Next up, celebration time. So going further into chapter 106, you'll also notice this scene too. This is actually after the Wall Eldians found out about the successful attack on Marley. Next up, the female Eren, although it really could be Gabby or Peak. Some of you do have issue with this actually being Gabby, claiming, hey, where is the armband? Looking back at the chapter, keep in mind that those armbands are only required outside. For this shot right here, it looks like this could be some sort of special event, perhaps this graduation ceremony. There could be occasions where they have special exceptions for the armbands. And let's be honest, just look at this girl screaming. I could hear her say, kill those island devils. But who knows, it might just be a random still. Next up, the poor crushed guy. This is actually from chapter 104 after the attack on Marley had begun. So way to go, Armin. Then the poor parents. This shot is actually from much later in chapter 108. Episode wise, this should be episode 12 of season 4. Then you have those soldier bodies in the sea of blood. I really can't find anything resembling this. I'm still thinking this could be the aftermath of the attack on Marley, most likely used as this quick transition shot. The next flower shot is most likely related. I could really picture this being near the end of the episode after the attack on Marley, or even the start of the new episode. You could really just see the wrecked Marley in the background as the new day rises. Next shot up, Armin holding that beloved seashell. It is almost ironic how this shell has been corrupted for Armin. In a way, really similar to what the sea ended up meaning for Eren at the end of season 3. Overall, I'm pretty happy about this season 4 tease. It really seems like they're starting early. At the very least, Wit Studio is working on these scenes or episodes that involve mostly still images. And yes, there still is a question about whether the Wit Studio is sticking around. Honestly, for now I would suggest not questioning it. Let's just go ahead and wait for an official announcement. Until then, I really don't think there's a reason to think that Wit Studio is not doing season 4. By the way, going forward, I'm thinking about making this video going over the important info the anime removed. This would be for Attack on Titan Season 3, Part 2 overall. I was gonna do something quick for my reference anyway. So, who wants to see it? I think I might as well make that into a video. Anyway, go ahead and post below how much better was this episode compared to the manga? If you were anime only, did you start reading the manga? And do you think they cut out way too much info from the anime? Be sure to leave a colossal thumbs up, check out the previous manga comparison video, and don't forget about the anime season starting up now. And I'll see you guys later.